Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. And as you can see, we start off in Chicago here, where last time out we built two new bridges over on the left hand side, so to the left where you can't actually see. So why have I started over here, you might be wondering? Well, it's been a long time since we've started up an episode with actual trains moving, actual trains running. So I thought I'd just give this a go. Let's have a look, see what it's like, see what's going on. As you can see, there is a New York Central train, the 20th Century Limited, right there, which is going to be replaced, and there is another one pulling in. There is some traffic that we need to contend with, so we're going to be looking at that in this video. But more so than that, we are going to be setting up the freight route in this video of the line that we set up in the last video, the tracks that is. And we are also going to be looking at replacing these trains. So you can see that one going right now. So we've got the New York Central or the 20th Century Limited line to replace, and we've got the Can-Am Express, which is going to be another one that we are going to be replacing pretty soon, I would say. But I thought I'd start off with you guys enjoying a little bit of this, because I think that this is absolutely incredible. There's one of the Lake Michigan Loop trains, but I genuinely think that this is quite a view to have. So we're going to stay here literally for a couple of minutes as I make a couple of announcements. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for the support I've been getting over the last few episodes. I've been looking at the views, and the views have skyrocketed compared to what I normally get, so I'm really happy about that. Thank you guys for watching those videos. Thank you guys for liking those videos as well. So if you're liking the videos, thank you ever so much. If you're leaving comments on the videos, thank you ever so much. If I've missed responding to your comment, it's not personal. Odds are there are a number of comments coming in now, so odds are I've just missed the comment outright, and I do apologize for that. Look at that, we've got trains everywhere, we've got planes, we've got diesel engines, we've got trains going everywhere. And look at that, there's an aircraft in the distance taking off. We are going to be doing a little bit more work on aircraft pretty shortly as well, possibly after we change over the Can-Am, get the freight line running, and the new 20th Century Limited. But come on, that's everything I was hoping to get out of Transport Fever, and I'm very happy to be getting that out of Transport Fever. Now, what else do I have to mention before we get into today's video, apart from thank you so much for that? I'd also like to obviously thank my patrons as usual. I wouldn't be able to nearly sustain myself without them. Obviously it's still very hard going, but just that little bit of income does help a huge amount. There's a Can-Am train. I wanted to get a clear view of a Can-Am train before we continued, so that is going to be replaced too, and we're going to see what we can get out of one of them. There's another train coming in, St. Louis to, no it's not, is that the same? That's Chicago to, I don't know, that goes to Buffalo and stuff like that. This is the Philadelphia express route right over here. There you go. Ain't that something? Looks great, really does look great. So let's get out of this and let's actually continue along our merry way. So let's actually pause it right here as well. There was an autosave that happened at one point. So you can see that there is still a little bit of work to go, because for example these two are bunched up very close to each other. There's some traffic going on over here, and if you look at this, you can see all our lines, barring this one, are pretty busy. So there is something to be said about potentially getting a fix going on for this. I never thought I'd need more than the tracks that I have. Hey. I remember, hey, hello Seth. I remember at the start, did I not have this as, I had this as 16 tracks, didn't I? I remember having this as 16 tracks, and I thought, I'm never going to need the 16 tracks. Well, it appears that I was wrong. 16 tracks, we may need to expand this at some point, but unfortunately I don't think there is any way to expand this. So I suppose we're stuck with what we have over here. Anyway, let's get on with today's tasks. So we're going to potter along. As you can see, these towns are building up very nicely. I am considering putting in a bridge from around over this place, just there, going over this, and oh, I don't know, maybe from round here. Yeah, round here sounds good, or looks good, should I say, and across that. That would be interesting. With regards to Detroit, it's building up quite nicely. I want to put motorways between all of these. That would be pretty good. I think I've done, looks like we've done Cincinnati to Columbus, and now I've done Indianapolis to Chicago. Yeah, there you go. There's Indianapolis to Chicago. I am considering sort of, look, there's a bridge section there. I can take a country road right through there and then connect it up to this one. If we just rearrange this road slightly, we should be able to have a road straight path right through to Columbus, and then we can connect up everything with roads as well. But anyway, let's really get on with what we're going to do, otherwise it's just going to take forever. Let's have a look. We set up the route, didn't we? Yeah, look, we set up the route. Let's change the color of the route so I can see it better. We're going to go for a bright orange because I don't think we have... Oh, we do have orange, don't we? But we don't have orange further up here to... Oh, we do have bright orange. We're going to run out of colours soon. In fact, we already have black. That's a very visible colour. There you go. Black will do very nicely. Never considered using that. Alright, first of all, we need to put a signal over at this point. We'll put a dwarf signal right about there. Next up, I suppose we could put a couple more signals over on this. We'll use the Pennsylvania position lights. Now I've got to also remember that the trains are not going to be this size. They are going to be 4 times or 5 times longer. So we really can only put, I would say, right here is the only place we can put a signal to ensure that there is a suitable amount of spacing between the trains. Right, now that goes into the middle. Is that where I wanted it? Yes, it was. We will also need a signal right about here, about... I'm just trying to creep it up as far as I can. There. If we can have a signal there, that would be brilliant. That's going to allow, so any train that's coming through there, yep, that looks good. That looks good to me. Then it's going to run along this all the way. Now this is where I'm not, I don't know what's, I feel like this is not the best way to do things, but I mean, I'd rather, I'll be honest, I'd rather it goes straight through this station. I feel like going straight through this station might be a good idea. So I don't want it to stop in the station. I'm going to use these 1, 2. In fact, let's put them all along, just in case. Then we're going to go from Hamilton North. We're going to have to sort that out as well. Go through there. And then coming back, I'd rather you from Naperville go through that one. Alright, well that's a little bit better, but it still is not, it's still, that's not smart, is it? That's kind of not smart. Why would you do such a thing? All I want you to do is to go along this one and then straight, and then along this one and then straight. Is that not... is that too difficult? I feel like it thinks that might be too difficult. Alright, on the way back, go through there and then go through there. Okay, that's... oh, that's still... yeah, okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. If I stick a waypoint there, it might just realize what I'm trying to do. I don't hold out for it though. Alright, now, realistically, what sense does that make? I feel like that makes no sense at all. To go through like so. So I am going to have to stick another waypoint over here-ish. And then I'll ensure that it goes through that one. There we go. That's good. That's what I wanted. Now, I almost have a feeling that if I get rid of this waypoint, it's not going to... Yeah, it's going to do that. I have to have that waypoint in. That's a disaster. Alright, so basically what's going to happen is going to go right the way across, as you would expect, straight through the freight station. We're not going to have it go through here anymore. Even though in theory I was okay with it going through there, but not... Or could I? No, let's have it go through the freight station. It's just going to be smarter to have it going through the freight station. Otherwise we're going to have problems later on. And then it goes along here, and then right, and then it's going to get stuck in traffic. There is no doubt about it. We are going to have traffic, and there is literally nothing we can do about it. Interesting. Why does that do that now? No, something is wrong here. This one is all wrong. What has happened? Look at this one. It's a good thing I spotted that. Otherwise it would have... Yes, because you're supposed to be up there. Aren't you supposed to be up... No, you're not. Oh, you must be. Unless you don't have a train. No, you do have a train. You have a train. You're going into the wrong platform. You're going to cause havoc for yourself. Change that. Platform 2. Alright, you still don't want to. What is going on? Is it something over on this side that it's not happy about? No crossover? No crossover on this side. Why? Why have you ended up swapping your... No, go to 6. Oh, it's not 6, is it? 8. There you go. That wasn't so hard. I see why it wanted to do what it's done. I do see why, but I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's necessary, to be honest. That's better. Much better. Right. Okay, what next? What next? All that's fine. Let's ensure that that stays as it is. I suppose we should really lock these in place just in case. There we go. So that's locked into place. We need to then set... Right, how's this going to go? If I were to sort of end the town or the city of Toronto there by adding a freight stop, that might help. Freight stop. Large truck station. I feel like using these. Although it's not... I'm just thinking, is this going... Yes, it is going to be supplying a lot of goods to Hamilton, so I suppose a large truck station is a good idea. Let's do that, and let's actually ensure that we do have space for it. Yeah, we are going to have space for it to expand. And we'll do that. There we go. Lovely. Now what? I suppose we set up a route, which is going to be FR. Is it FR? I don't know. I need to check. Oh, FRSA, that's not going to be any good. I want to see what I write over on this. That's SHF Washington. That's not the one I want. I want to go over to St. Louis. Here we go. It's FR or FSH for coal, and then we have the shuttles. So we're going to have a shuttle and no shuttle. So I suppose FSH. Well, that's a shuttle, isn't it? That's a freight shuttle. That's okay though. Toronto food. Okay, and let's find ourselves back at Toronto. There we go. We've now found ourselves back there. We will also have this as black, and we will go from Hamilton West to Hamilton Central. I feel like I should probably rename everything to Toronto over here, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll deal with it, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, that's good. So we've got the railway route and that there. Now, initially it's going to go to this place. Now from this place it's going to start making food, because as it pulls into here it's going to start making food. That's good. Then it's going to go to this large station right here, which unfortunately we can change to that, but we can't change to the new modern stations, unfortunately. We could actually. I tell you what, before we continue, let's turn that into a modern station. I think that's a good call, given that we're going to be running a lot of freight out of here. We've got this one over here, which I feel like that one, I want it to potentially supply Rockford and Madison, whilst this one has to supply all of Chicago, potentially Milwaukee. So let's do that. Let's quickly do that. Bye. What is it that I'm after? That. Okay. Now this food processing plant is in the way. So could I get rid of the grain silo? I can get rid of the grain silo and consumption £0. What? Getting rid of the grain silo would be a good idea, and then sticking the what do you call it? What's it called again? The freight station, the yard, the goods yard, over on this side, and then potentially I could stick the grain silo in elsewhere. Yeah, let's do that. That grain silo has been sitting there doing nothing for many years. We can go. Oh right, then I wouldn't have had to get rid of the. Well, that's all right. Let's really straighten this up as best as we can. Let's do that. Give it a little bit of space. Actually, what if... Alright, hold on. What if I did... Let me do this. And then... If I did that... There we go. You can see that's perfect. We can even put tram tracks through it. But if we do that, and then... Let's see if that grain silo of ours goes in. Wherever it is. Oil well, snack bar, oil refinery, farm, grain silo. Now you see it's just slightly too... Then again, is anybody using this road? Is anybody using this road? Maybe we can just get rid of the whole road. Though that being said, this is a small road. Though if we got rid of this road and upgraded that road, there's an idea. There is an idea. Ta-da! That's been upgraded. Now this road can be... Oh! Ah, that was a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. I already started clicking when I realised what's going on. But that being said, this is going to enable, if we push this right down, like so, what that's going to enable is if we were to put a tiny street in there to there, or not a medium street, I want a small street. Is there small street? There we go. Which one do we want? I like this one. I like that one. I say let's go with this one. Like so. Now we can have houses or something built there, and some sort of, I don't know, buildings, commercial buildings or residential buildings build there too. So that's going to be really, really good. This is interesting. That's going to be really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing that being built up. And now we have this, which is going to be able to supply other parts of Chicago where we're going to have drop-off points, which I think is pretty good. We're going to need, because this is freight, potentially we could have food going from here right across to Grand Rapids. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be really interesting, because we could even get food from there coming back across. That's okay, that's something to think about. Very, very interesting. So we might be putting something else in here, but for now we just have to worry about seeing that running as it should. So this part here, that looks good to me. Let's set up the train in a minute, but first let's set up our road depot, buy the road vehicles, and we're also going to see if we can upgrade a few things whilst we're at it. I want freight, and I want to get... Oh, we can get the Studebakers. Yeah, let's get the Studebaker. Why not? What's it going to do? I want this to only be food, right? So it's going to be... Hold on. Hang on. Is it not... Are we not supposed to be able to take something else from a farm? Is it just livestock? No, I'm sure there was something else that comes from a farm. Grain, right. How do we take grain? It's been a while since I've done freight. So I'm just trying to work out. That takes grain. Dumpers, right. Dumpers take grain. So the Studebaker does not take grain. That's interesting. Though these have the same sort of speed. So what if we did grain for them? Can we just make them completely black? That'd be pretty nice. Why not? Or maybe like a dark brown. Yeah, let's do that. I've spoken to Onion Jack about this. Why have I got 4 of the same? We're not sure. I must have done something wrong somewhere. Oh no, hold on. There's this Studebaker. Look. Okay, let's use Studebakers just for the sake of it, because it was civil service after World War II. Obviously, we're in 1966. Let's make good use of it. So let's go for... should we go for 5 of them? It's not a long journey. It really is not a long journey. So we can go for 5 of those. And then we're going to go for one of these and turn that to be... that. Oh, these are set to automatic. No, I want that to all be grain. Grain only for this. There we go. And then these are going to be that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and I'm going to set that line to be Toronto Food. I should probably call that Toronto Farm. Now thinking about it. Toronto Farm. There we go. That's better. Makes more sense in my head. Let me know if it makes sense in your head. Potentially nothing I do will make sense in your head. I mean, it's a possibility. This is a very busy route. That passes straight through. We might need to increase the number of trains on that. Interesting. Right. So that's fine along there, and then that's going to go along all the way over around here. So the next question is, how do I get a train in to Naperville? Haha. That is going to have to come in from Detroit then. There we go. That's where it's going to have to come from. Absolutely fine. I feel like potentially it should be going to Toronto first, because there's no point it going that way, essentially making no money, as opposed to going there and actually picking something up from the start. That makes sense to me. So let's get that train ready to roll, and we are actually going to get that train rolling in 1966. We're going to get that train rolling. We are going to use, what should we use? What should we use? I want something that's not too fast, but feels like it's going to suit. 65 miles per hour, that's a fairly good one, but that's a Sioux line. That's up north. But an EMD GP7, that's a good one. Union Pacific we can't use. I might just uninstall that. 81 miles per hour, that's... Is that a freight train? No, that's passenger train. No, primarily use freight duties. Right, okay, please note the reverse version. There's no lights or... Yeah, that's fine. We'll sort it out. Chicago and Northwestern. I feel like we should be going Northeastern. There's a GP9 again. Extremely successful freight locomotives. I suppose we could use the GP9s to do these slow hauls and then use these to do the faster ones. I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't know where some of these ran. So, like Erie, Lackawanna, I don't know where that ran. Obviously, along Erie, I'm guessing. But Chicago Northwestern sounds like it was from Chicago and then went out towards sort of Alberta or something in Canada, maybe. Or did it stay on the Northwest? We've got the Illinois Central. That could be an interesting one to have. Illinois Central is an important one. We've got obviously we've got these electric ones. I have been told where the electrics ran, so I am going to have electric lines, but not these. We could use Canadian Pacific, but then that, again, this is at the Atlantic side, so potentially not. We can't use any of the Pacifics actually. Now thinking about it, I suppose Illinois Central's a good one. We could use the SD40s. Pennsylvania Railroad owned them for a short time before becoming part of the Penn Central merger, which is about to happen in our series as well. All right, so let's go for the I feel like that the suitable one is probably Chicago Northwestern. That's probably the only suitable one we have. So I'm going to run one of them. I am going to run one of them. And let's see just how much we can cope, how much this can cope with, because it's going to be a bit... Why did I do that? This is going to be a big thing. Oh, we've got multiple units. What multiple units do we have that we could potentially use? Those in tandem. That's obviously reverse. Those are in tandem. That's pretty good. That's only 50. I want to go a little bit faster than 50. We've got these. Now see, that... Yeah. Illinois Central. Sort of feels like that's the one I want, really. But we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, I can change things around when I want to. None of these. Although that Pennsylvania doubleheader. That's big. I have to run one of them before going through the mergers. Anyway, let's get to the wagons and let's work out exactly what we want. So we're going to have a mixture of Canada Rail. We're going to have a mixture of Canada and Chicago. Potentially something that runs along the Pennsylvania Railroad. So here we go. There's some Pennsylvania Railroad ones. And we're just going to leave it automatic because I feel like we could use this train to carry something back as well. Just not yet. So let's go for, I don't know, that many of those. Should we use some of the New York Central ones? Just say it was just running along it. Look, there's the Chicago Northwestern. We'll run a couple of them. We'll run a few of them. We'll go along and then we'll go for... Here, let's go for some of these. Let's go that. There we go. 3 of them. What's this? And sure, we'll finish it off with those. We'll delete one of them. 484 meter train. I feel like we can get a much larger train out of this, so we're going to go that. Then we're going to go another one of those. Although that being said, none of these are going to be carrying. Yeah, I've made a mistake here. I have made a definite mistake. Let's do that. They're fine. That's fine. You're fine. Let's do that. Let's just do that. How many of that is that? I don't know. Tell me how many carriages that is. It's not going to tell me, is it? 6, 9, 11, 12, 16, 17, 19, 20. 20 carriages, alright. So that's 20, so we need to work out another 20, which needs to be for grain, which I forgot about, and that's where I'm going to end the episode. So we're going to go for... oh, we could just take the flat cars, I suppose. Yeah, let's go for the flat cars, why not? That's going to help us massively. I feel like the flat cars are really going to help us out. There you go, 598 meters. Why not? Alright, so let's get that ready to roll. I'm actually going to save this at this point in time. There we go. Fantastic, and that's where I'm going to end this video. Let's get this rolling on the Toronto-Chicago Union, or whatever it's called. It should be able to get onto it. Yes, it should, and it will, and it shall, and it'll be awesome, and it will be amazing. So, we're going to set up the... We're going to set it up very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Ooh, I like the horn on that. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Why is it not going right up to this signal? I'm not too sure. Oh, look, that sounds good as well. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Next time out, we're going to ensure that this is running well, and then fixing up the passenger lines for the Can-Am Express and the 20th Century Limited. Look at how astoundingly amazing that actually looks. Really good. I'm sure that the engine's wrong, but it also reminds me of a British engine. That reminds me a little bit of the Class 56s, not the Class 56s, the Class 60, the Class 60 series, the 64, 65s, 66s, stuff like that. Which I know, is that an EM? I can't remember if that's an EMD, I don't think it is. If it is, I know that they were based off EMDs, so there's that. But anyway, last but not least, like I said, do support me on Patreon. Link to that is in the description box below, or you can go to www.patreon.com/ECGadget. I would massively appreciate your support. It would help me out a huge amount and allow me to continue creating fantastic sort of content, or I hope this content is fantastic, like so. Right now, everybody is stuck in traffic. Can you blame them? This is just an astounding bit of machinery. Let's take our screenshot here, and that's where I will end the video. I just need to get a good screenshot opportunity for this. Actually, that's pretty good. I feel like that's a good show of what we have established. There we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I will leave you guys at double speed to enjoy this.